First Amendment. It protects individuals' rights to express ideas, practice any religion or none, report news, gather in groups for peaceful purposes, and request government changes without fear of retaliation, ensuring a foundation for democracy and personal freedom. It basically guarantees freedom of speech, religion, press, assembly, and petition. Second Amendment protects the right to keep and bear arms, allowing individuals to own weapons for personal safety, defense, and recreational use. It supports the concept of self-defense and the collective security of a free state, reflecting historical importance placed on militias and individual rights. Third Amendment prevents the government from forcing citizens to house soldiers in their homes during peacetime without consent. This amendment addresses grievances from colonial times under British rule, emphasizing the importance of privacy and property rights in a free society. Fourth Amendment protects individuals from unreasonable searches and seizures, requiring law enforcement to obtain a warrant based on probable cause for such actions. It ensures privacy and security in personal property, reflecting a balance between individual rights and the needs of law enforcement. Fifth Amendment provides protections in legal processes, including protection against self-incrimination, guarantees due process of law, prohibits double punishment for the same charges, and ensures compensation for the taking of private property for public use. It safeguards personal liberties and property rights in court. Sixth Amendment ensures the right to a fair and speedy trial, the right to know the charges, confront accusers, obtain witnesses in defense, and have legal representation. This amendment is fundamental to the justice system, guaranteeing a fair legal process for criminal defendants. Seventh Amendment guarantees the right to a jury trial in civil cases involving disputes over property or money, preserving the role of juries in the legal system. It reflects the historical importance of jury trials in protecting individual rights against arbitrary government action. Eighth Amendment prohibits excessive bail and fines, and cruel and unusual punishment, ensuring that penalties are fair and proportional to the offense. This amendment reflects society's values on humane treatment and justice, preventing the government from imposing overly harsh penalties. Ninth Amendment states that the enumeration of specific rights in the Constitution does not mean that people do not have other rights that are not listed. This amendment protects unenumerated rights, acknowledging that individuals hold more freedoms than those explicitly mentioned. 10th Amendment clarifies that powers not delegated to the federal government by the Constitution, nor prohibited to the states, are reserved to the states or the people. It emphasizes the principle of federalism by limiting federal power and protecting state sovereignty and individual liberties. 11th Amendment limits the ability of individuals to sue states in federal court, protecting states' sovereignty by requiring consent for such lawsuits. It addresses concerns over state immunity and the balance of power between state and federal governments. 12th Amendment modifies the procedure for electing the president and vice president, ensuring they are elected on separate ballots. This change was made to prevent confusion, promoting a clearer and more effective presidential election process. 13th Amendment abolishes slavery and involuntary servitude, except as punishment for a crime, marking a pivotal change in American society by formally ending the legal institution of slavery and reflecting the nation's commitment to individual freedom and human rights. 14th Amendment grants citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the U.S., guarantees equal protection under the law, and extends civil liberties. It played a crucial role in civil rights by defining citizenship and ensuring legal protections for all individuals, including former slaves. 15th Amendment prohibits denying the right to vote based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude, advancing civil rights by ensuring that all men, regardless of race, have the right to vote, though actual implementation faced significant challenges. Voting rights will be a key issue as we head into an election year. In November, 16th Amendment authorizes the federal government to collect income taxes without apportioning it among the states based on population, enabling a key source of revenue for the government and supporting the funding of public services and infrastructure. 17th Amendment establishes the direct election of U.S. senators by the voters of the states, enhancing democratic governance by making senators more accountable to the electorate, reflecting a move towards greater democracy and public participation in government. 18th Amendment initiates prohibition, making the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcohol illegal, aiming to improve social conditions but ultimately leading to unintended consequences and the rise of illegal alcohol trade, demonstrating the complexities of legislating morality. 19th Amendment extends the right to vote to women, marking a significant milestone in the fight for gender equality by recognizing women's suffrage as a fundamental democratic right, reflecting the culmination of a long struggle for women's rights. 20th Amendment changes the dates for the start of presidential, vice presidential, and congressional terms, and addresses presidential succession, aiming to reduce the period where there's an elected official whose successor has already been elected or will be soon, and ensures a smoother transition of power. 21st Amendment revokes the 18th Amendment, ending prohibition and allowing states to regulate alcohol, acknowledging the failure of prohibition and the need for a more practical approach to alcohol regulation and consumption. 22nd Amendment limits the presidency to 2 terms, responding to Franklin D. Roosevelt's 4-term presidency by establishing a formal restriction to prevent indefinite re-election and ensure periodic leadership renewal. 23rd Amendment grants residents of Washington, D.C. the right to vote in presidential elections, addressing the lack of representation for the district's residents and moving towards greater democratic participation. 24th Amendment prohibits poll taxes in federal elections, eliminating a barrier to voting for low-income individuals and advancing civil rights by ensuring that the right to vote cannot be conditioned on economic status. 25th Amendment clarifies presidential succession and procedures for addressing presidential disability, ensuring continuity and stability of the executive branch by providing clear guidelines for transferring power in cases of incapacity. 26th Amendment lowers the voting age from 21 to 18, recognizing the maturity and citizenship responsibilities of younger adults, particularly in light of military service, and expanding democratic participation. 27th Amendment delays congressional pay changes from taking effect until after the next election, ensuring that legislators cannot immediately benefit from their own decisions regarding salary adjustments, promoting accountability and fairness. You can check out these other videos. Let's see if YouTube finds one that you'd like.